morning, students. In today's English literature class, I will be teaching you lesson number 8, A Flash of Light. Before beginning the lesson, let's understand the meaning of a flash of light. So children, a flash of light is a phrase that we use when there is a sudden occurrence of an idea or a thought. Okay? Now this story is about a man whose name was Valentine Howie. Alright? And one day Valentine Howie meets a blind man and he is struck with an idea. And what is that idea? The idea to teach or to help blind people to learn to read and write. Then some years later, another Frenchman whose name was Louis Braille, he used this idea of Valentine Howie and invented a system of writing for the blind people. And this system of writing was known as Braille script. Okay? What is Braille script? We will learn about this in detail as we proceed further in the story. So now let's start the story. It was a cold day and Valentine Howie walked briskly down the cobbled street. It was getting dark and he was in a neighborhood he was not very familiar with. So it was a cold day and Valentine Howie, who was a Frenchman, he was briskly means quickly walking down a street. Now what do you mean by cobbled street? Now cobbled means a street that is made up of small rounded stones. Okay. So it was very dark and he was, this man Valentine Howie was in a neighborhood, was in an area with which he was not familiar, means he did not know anybody in that area. He was on his way home and was thinking about the warm room and the glowing fire that would greet him on his arrival. So he was going home. Alright, and it was so cold that he was just wondering about his room, how warm his room would be when he reached home. Okay. A carriage pulled by horses rattled past as Valentine reached the corner of the street. Now, carriage is a vehicle with wheels that is usually pulled by horses. So, as Valentine was about to reach the corner of the street, a vehicle rattled past him. Means a vehicle, this carriage that was pulled by horses passed him. To avoid being trampled by the horses, he stepped back onto the pavement. Now, the carriage was at a high speed. So, to avoid being crushed by those horses or get hurt by those horses, what did Valentine do? He got back onto the pavement. What is pavement? Pavement is a paved surface or path at the side of a street for people to walk on. Before Valentine could cross the road, he heard a rustling sound behind him. Now he was onto the pavement and he wanted to cross the road. But before he could cross the road, he heard some sound. Now rustling means a sound that is produced when two things are rubbed together. Alright. He turned and saw in the shadows of a wide doorway a man standing with his hat in his hand. Now as he turned back, he saw in the shadows that there was a man who was standing with a hat in his hand. Please sir, said the man, spare some money for a poor blind beggar. So who was the man behind Valentine? The man was a blind beggar and he was asking Valentine for some money to help him. Valentine was a kind, soft-hearted man and had thought a lot about the problems of blind people. Now Valentine was a very humble person and he has always thought about the problems that the blind people must have gone through. So what he did, he had often wondered how he could be of help of the blind. So on hearing the request, what was the request of the blind man? To give him some money. So on hearing the request, he at once removed one of his gloves and putting his hand into his pocket, pulled from it a coin which he put in the blind beggar's hat. So the blind beggar requested for some money. So instantly, since Valentine Howie was a very humble man, he quickly removed his gloves, put his hands into his pockets and took out a coin and placed that coin in the beggar's hat. The blind beggar mumbled his thanks and Valentine walked away. So the blind beggar thanked him and then Valentine walked away. He was halfway across the road when he heard the beggar call out, "Sir, sir, please, just a moment." Now, as he was again, he gave the coin to the beggar and then again he continued to cross the road. But he was just about to reach the other side of the road, but he heard the beggar call him again. Valentine turned once again and returned to face the blind man. So Valentine again turned back and then returned to the blind man to hear what he had to say. "Surely, sir," said the beggar, who was an honest man, "you have made a mistake. You have given me a franc instead of a sou." Now the beggar was also a very honest man, and he says to Valentine that, "Sir, you have done a mistake." And what mistake? The mistake was that you have given me a franc instead of a sou. Now children, franc is a French coin that is worth 100 cents, whereas a sou is a French coin that is no longer in use, that is just 1/20th of a franc. Okay, so the blind man says to Valentine that, "Sir, you have given me a franc instead of a sou. You have given me a coin that is of a very high value." Now Valentine was astonished. Astonished means Valentine was surprised after hearing the blind man say this. He was not surprised by the man's honesty, but by the fact that he could tell so quickly the difference between a franc and a sou. Now why was Valentine surprised? Valentine was not surprised about the beggar's honesty. Instead, he was surprised at how can a blind man know the difference between a franc and a sou. "How did you know that I had given you a franc?" asked Valentine. Now Valentine asked the beggar that, "How you came to know that I have given you a franc?" "Oh," replied the beggar, "it is enough for me to pass my finger over it." So the beggar says that I can feel the coin. I can feel the coin and I can tell that it is a franc and not a sou. This was like a flash of light in Valentine's head. So this was the moment when Valentine was struck with an idea. Valentine allowed the beggar to keep the franc, although it was a great deal of money in those days. Now Valentine said to the beggar that you keep the franc, although it was a huge amount of money back in those days, but still he told the beggar to keep the coin. As he continued his walk, he thought to himself, if the blind can distinguish at the least touch a piece of money, why should they not distinguish a mark, a letter or a figure? In short, they should be able to distinguish any sign so long as it is raised. Now, Valentine again continued his walk, and as he was walking, he was thinking to himself that if a blind person can know the difference between two different coins by just feeling them, then a blind person can distinguish between any sign or letter or figure as long as those signs, letters or figures are raised and are at a height. So a blind person can touch them, feel them and know it, right? So with this idea, Valentine took home a blind boy who he found begging at a church door. The blind boy became his first pupil and learned very quickly how to read from raised signs. With this idea, Valentine took home a blind boy who he found begging at a church door. The blind boy became his first pupil and learned very quickly how to read from raised signs. Now, from this idea that any blind person can read and distinguish between any sign or letter or figure as long as it is at a height. Okay, so with this idea, one day Valentine saw a blind boy begging at a church door. So Valentine brought that blind boy to his home, and that blind boy became Valentine Howey's first student, and Valentine taught that blind boy to read from raised signs. With the help of money donated by the public, Valentine Howey was able to start a school for the blind. So Valentine Howey also started a school for the blind, where he used to teach blind students to read from raised signs. Some years later, a blind man called Louis Braille, also a Frenchman like Valentine Howey, perfected a system of writing especially for the blind. This writing is called Braille. Now, some years later, there was a blind man whose name was Louis Braille. He was born in 1809 and he died in 1852. Okay. So, Louis Braille was also a Frenchman, just like Valentine Howey, and he invented a system of writing for the blind people, and this writing was known as Braille. Now see, what is Braille? Braille is a special alphabet used by the blind. The alphabet is marked by raised dots on stiff paper, which blind persons can understand by the touch of their fingers. Okay? Louis Braille himself was blind and worked in a blind school in Paris. The system that he developed in 1834 was not much used until about the time of Braille's death in 1852. So can you imagine, Louis Braille, this man invented this system known as Braille script long ago, and it did not come into use. It came into use after the time of his death. Alright. And what was this system? In this system there was a stiff paper, and on that stiff paper there used to be raised dots. Okay. And the blind person could feel those raised dots by the touch of their fingers, and then can distinguish what that raised sign was. Okay. Each letter in the Braille alphabet consists of one or more raised dots. Now students, in this diagram you can see that there are several dots, right? In English it means hello, and in Braille script the dots are marked like this. The small dots represent unraised marks, whereas the large dots represent raised marks. Now from the diagram you can see that the letter H and the letter L, both the letters have 3 raised dots, right? 3 raised dots. However, the dots for H are in a different pattern to those which make up the letter L. There are 6 possible patterns or positions for each dot. By placing the dots in various positions, 63 different patterns or shapes can be made. This means that there are patterns for each of the 26 letters of the alphabet. In addition to these 26 patterns, there are patterns for special words or words that are used a lot in everyday language. Some of the common words such as and, it, if, for, the, and many other frequently used words have one Braille symbol for each. For example, the word and occurs very frequently in English. So to make it easier to read in Braille, it is written like this in Braille script. Okay, the dots are marked like this. Otherwise, each letter would have to be written like this, like A like this, and like this, D like this. So it would have been very complicated. Okay, so to make it easier, so it is written like this in Braille. Books in Braille have to be quite thick. This is because raised marks are punched out in rows across each page. The raised marks have to be big enough to be felt by the fingertip. So the paper has to be stiff. Now they are saying that the books that are written in Braille, they are quite thick. Why? Because the letters that are there have to be raised. They have to be at a certain height so that blind people can easily feel it by their fingertip and distinguish the signs. Okay? There are also many books that are written in Braille. Blind people can be taught how to read Braille, and in this way they too can read and enjoy the work of many great authors. There are also machines now, since the times are advanced, so there are now certain machines also that help the blind person to write in Braille. Okay. Now students, this chapter, this lesson is finished. On page number 98 in your books, the Braille alphabets are given. Okay. So you can see how each letter in English is written in Braille. Now I will provide the PDF work of this lesson very soon. We will meet in the next class with another story. Thank you.